Long ago, in the azure depths of the ocean, sharks were the grumpiest creatures in the sea. Their fierce jaws and steely gazes made them look perpetually angry, even on their good days. It wasn't that they were mean, they just never knew how to express joy. As a result, the other sea creatures kept their distance, leaving the sharks lonely and irritable. The story begins at Grumble Reef, where a shark named Sheldon lived. Sheldon was as fearsome as they came, with rows of sharp teeth that glinted in the sunlight. But he had a secret. He was tired of scaring everyone away. One day, as Sheldon swam past a school of fish, he overheard their giggles. "Why do sharks always look so grouchy?" said a clownfish. "I bet they don't even know how to laugh." Sheldon's fins drooped. He decided it was time for a change. If only he could find a way to look less terrifying, maybe he'd finally have some friends. Sheldon sought help from Coral Academy, a place where young sea creatures learned about ocean etiquette. Miss Bubbles, a cheerful dolphin, was the headmistress. When Sheldon arrived, the students scattered in panic, but Miss Bubbles stayed calm. "What brings you here, Sheldon?" she asked kindly. "I want to look happier," Sheldon admitted, his voice rumbling like a distant storm. Miss Bubbles tilted her head. "Happier, you say? That's easy. You need to smile." "Smile?" Sheldon asked, confused. "What's that?" Miss Bubbles demonstrated, curling her mouth into a wide grin. The effect was dazzling, like sunlight dancing on water. Sheldon tried to copy her, but his attempt came off as a menacing snarl. The students screamed and hid behind the coral. "This will take some work," Miss Bubbles said, sighing. For weeks, Sheldon practiced smiling. Miss Bubbles and her students gave him feedback, though it wasn't always encouraging. "Less teeth!" cried a crab. "Don't flare your gills like that," added a seahorse. Despite his efforts, Sheldon's smile remained terrifying. One day, he grew so frustrated that he accidentally swallowed a bubble. The students burst into laughter as he coughed and burped it out. "Maybe smiling isn't for me," Sheldon said sadly. One day, news spread that the sea circus was coming to Grumble Reef. It was a traveling troupe of sea creatures known for their hilarious performances. Sheldon decided to attend, hoping to learn something useful. At the circus, Sheldon watched a group of pufferfish inflate themselves into funny shapes, a squid juggling seashells, and an octopus doing impressions of various predators. The audience roared with laughter. But it was the final act, a slapstick comedy routine by a trio of sea lions, that caught Sheldon's attention. They performed a skit where they exaggeratedly mimicked a shark trying to smile. The audience laughed so hard that even Sheldon chuckled. "That's it," Sheldon exclaimed. "I need to stop trying so hard. Smiling isn't about looking perfect, it's about having fun." The next day, Sheldon tried something new. Instead of forcing his teeth into a grin, he focused on enjoying the little things. The feel of the current, the sparkle of sunlight through the water, and the silly antics of the fish around him. Slowly but surely, his natural joy began to shine through. When a group of fish saw him smiling, they didn't flee. Instead, they swam closer, curious. "You're not so scary after all," said a butterfly fish. From that day on, Sheldon's smile became famous. Other sharks took notice and started smiling too, each in their own unique way. Sure, their smiles were still a bit toothy and intimidating, but they carried a warmth that made the sea creatures feel at ease. Years later, Grumble Reef hosted the first-ever Undersea Smile Festival, a celebration of happiness and unity among all sea creatures. Sheldon was the guest of honor, and his toothy grin was the highlight of the event. Sharks, fish, dolphins, and even crustaceans came together to share laughs and stories. And so, The legend of how sharks learn to smile spread across the seven seas, proving that even the fiercest creatures can have a softer side. A smile is the universal language of the ocean, Sheldon often said. And he was right, because from that day forward, the ocean wasn't just a place of survival, it was a place of joy.